Calls are mounting for the David Granger-led administration to release the final report of the Walter Rodney Commission of Inquiry, COI. The opposition People's Progressive Party is among those voicing calls for the report to be made public. President David Granger recently commented on the report, suggesting that its findings are flawed and premised on hearsay evidence. PPPIC General Secretary CLEMENT ROHEE on Monday had this much to say on the issue.
I think it's totally without foundation. I think he's fishing for some kind of excuse, all of which are being demolished by persons who have been writing letters and making statements.
The PPPIC General Secretary feels that the administration is hogging the report too tightly.
It's nonsense to keep this report hawking it up as though it belongs to them. It doesn't belong to them. It was paid for by taxpayers' money. They themselves have admitted so much money has been spent on it. So if so much money has been spent on it, it's the people's money, release it to the people. I think it was Impelborg Humperdinck who sang, "Please release me." So they should release the document.
For ROHEE, the APNU-AFC, from the commencement of the Rodney COI, adopted a subjective stance.
Their position from the inception is that the Commission of Inquiry is wrongly conceived, and they were harping continuously on the question of the TORs and the composition, that it was biased. Well, obviously, if you don't want something to be done, you have to find excuses.
ROHEE said he observed the many statements from the WPA which did not appear at the COI, but are now making pronouncements.
For example, Mr. David Hines, he had all the time in the world to go before the COI, but suddenly he's talking now. Rupert Roopnaraine had all the time in the world to go before the COI. He didn't either. Trotman didn't go before the COI. So it appears as though within the WPA there are internal contradictions.
The PPPC spokesman asserted that the report emanating from the Commission of Inquiry into the assassination of Dr. Walter Rodney remains locked down by the PNC for fear that it would expose their cloven hooves. He added that the shame is more than can be borne. Handel Duncan, HGP Nightly News.